I say that we just had a hurricane, I'm pretty sure a lot of images just flashed through your head. I'm pretty sure you thought about like trees, down trees, you know, crushed up cars, down power lines, a lot of rain, a lot of wind, you know, houses torn apart, you know, people just crying. That would be true if you're talking about Central Florida, but I live in South Florida, and in South Florida, we didn't get much. So working the day after a hurricane for us, it was just slow, really slow. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Nick, and I am the local South Florida Uber driver. I'm local just because you never really know where I'm gonna be in the next couple days, months, years. Hey, but I primarily work the South Florida market. And in today's video, man, I'm coming to you with the aftermath of Hurricane Milton. Well, it's not really any aftermath for us down here in South Florida. So, yeah, I mean, spoiler alert. But, you know, shout out to everybody in Central Florida because, yeah, they definitely went through it. But, I don't know if you guys caught the Rideshare Garage last night. We do that every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you caught it last night, then yeah, you kind of seen that I was just chilling in the airport lot. I wasn't getting any real wins or anything like that. Honestly, I had thought that beforehand it was gonna be, you know, I thought that we were gonna get something. I thought we was gonna get rain. I thought we were gonna get more wins. I was hoping that we got more because I wanted it to surge. So obviously I gotta keep it, you know, I gotta be with the safe thing. You know, a hurricane is bad news. You know, if I've said it or if you felt like I've said it, I don't mean that. A hurricane is bad news. It just, you know, because it causes destruction. People die, people lose their homes, people lose their vehicles. You know, there's a lot of bad stuff that can come from a hurricane. So when maybe yesterday's video gave off the impression that I wasn't serious about a hurricane, I am absolutely serious about a hurricane. It's just that, you know, down here we go through hurricanes pretty often, especially in South Florida. South Florida, we get hit with hurricanes. It's a season. So for about a good 3-4 months, we have a season of just hurricanes. And that, what I mean by that is tropical storms, usually hurricane 1, 2, 3, category 1, 2, 3. And they just come up. They just come up out of nowhere. And it just happens. It's like, you know, how in some areas you got earthquakes in California, how you have earthquakes, or like in, I don't know, in other places you have like snowstorms. It's our season, so we have hurricanes a lot. The point is that we don't normally have them where they're that strong. that you know, category 5 is unheard of. It's been a while since we had anything. I mean, according to the news, that was the strongest hurricane that's hit in general. So you know, it's not a laughing matter. Normally we get category 1, 2, 3 tropical storm. You know, it just is what it is. So as a local, you get used to having hurricanes. You get used to seeing hurricanes. And so in my case, I'm used to hearing it's a hurricane. Now, that doesn't mean I don't make the precautions. Like, I put sandbags by my door. You know what I'm saying? My windows are all hurricane proof. You know, we stock up with food. We have canned goods. We make the precautions, but at the same time, I'm not going to be scared of the hurricane, if that makes sense. I'm not going to live in fear of the hurricane because I'm a local and I'm used to it. But you do take the precautions because you never know. But yeah, so last night, if you heard on the Rideshare Garage, I mean, we didn't get anything, man. So now once I know that my home is protected, it's easy for me to come out and go to work. And last night, I was hoping that we were going to get a little bit of rain, just a little bit of rain, some wind, some water, maybe some flooding, because what happens when that happens, it means that it's going to surge, man. And again, I always tell y'all, I don't live in any of these other markets. In these other markets, y'all get privileges that y'all don't even know y'all getting privileges of. In my market in South Florida, it doesn't surge. Surge isn't even in our vocabulary, man. Like, well, surge, what is that? Like, we don't know what a surge is because we don't get it at all. We don't get surges on the regular. And so times like that is when we can actually expect to get a surge. And, I was looking at it more of as a business opportunity because, like, look, I know there's a lot of people that don't know how to drive in rain, but you better believe I know how to drive in rain. You better believe I know how to do my thing. And the only other thing is flash floods. And so, yeah, that's a real thing, but you kind of avoid them. You kind of know where to go. Don't go to places that are known to flood just in general. Because if they're known to flood in general, when we getting more rain than usual, obviously it's going to be a flood there, so, you try to make the precautions. But yeah, I was looking at it as a business opportunity. And, because we didn't really get much rain, because we didn't really get much, a lot of people were so scared of the hurricane. A lot of people battened down the hatches. A lot of people prepared and were super like, ah. Now that the hurricane has came and passed, today wasn't really much. It was really slow. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was a slow day. I had on everything. Today is a day that I can say that I was a part that I didn't really have anything going. I had on DoorDash at one point. I had on Instacart. I had on Walmart Spark. I had Uber and Lyft on. And I ain't get nothing. There was moments where it was just like, I'm just riding around wasting energy because I'm not getting no pings. I sat by restaurants, I sat by places. Now, so what I believe is that it's going to pick up as the evening goes, but like a lot of places just wasn't open because they felt, the consensus before the hurricane was supposed to hit was that it was going to do major damage here. Now that the hurricane is gone and passed and it didn't do any damage here, it kind of leaves that void of like, hey, so, I'm pretty sure most businesses told their employees, hey, go home. It's all good. Be safe, whatever. We're not going to open. And then now it's like the day after where it was no real damage. I do have to preface this with up in West Palm and Wellington and the certain areas up north, they did get affected by tornadoes. Tornadoes I don't play with. I don't play with tornadoes. Now tornadoes ain't nothing to play with. Because when they touch, it's doing some damage. It's doing destruction. It ain't just damage. It's destroying whatever is in its path for however long it's going. Like you don't play with tornadoes. Tornadoes is something that if it's coming your way, you're messed up because you know what I'm saying? It's gonna cause damage, and then if you get caught up in that circle, it's like you don't know what you're gonna get hit with, slapped by. Yeah, it's doing damage. Let's just say it like that. Tornadoes is crazy. So parts of West Palm Beach got hit by the tornadoes, and I think Weston got hit. But like in terms of like down south, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, where I was at, it didn't really it was just a normal night, man. And so because there was no real damage, because it was just that void, a lot of businesses were closed today. A lot of people stayed home. A lot of people just, they already had the groceries and stuff because they spent all of that money to stack up. So it's like, it was just a slow day. It was a very slow day. So working as an Uber driver, it's like just kind of riding around trying to get this money, but wasn't no money. Couldn't even do deliveries, which is funny because yesterday, oh yeah, it was busy. It was busy as all get out. You know, it was amazing. Today, the day after, oh yeah. The day before, it was super busy, crazy, you know, off the hook. Whatever you want, you can get. $200-300 a day. The day after, crickets. Crickets. Yeah, barely like $100. Barely like $100. Yeah. So, and this is why I always tell you guys, hourly pay does not matter as a 1099, because I was out there the same amount of hours I was out yesterday, but I didn't make anywhere near the same amount. But that's because today it's been slow. Yesterday it was busy. That's why as a 1099, you can't really go by the hourly, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed every hour on the hour. But yeah, man, with that being said, so I'm good. You know, I survived Hurricane Milton. Working the day after a hurricane is just slow. That's the easy answer, you know. But yeah, with that being said, man, I'm out of here. Deuces.